some of the most appalling music man ever made.
Menswear. Well, welcome back along to the Porter Report. We were taking a saunter through the streets of Brighton and very happily, serendipitously you might say, we've bumped into Tom from rockfeedback.com.
Correct.
And also Toby from the rather wonderful Transgressive Records. How are we, gentlemen? You're enjoying your time in Brighton?
Yeah, the weather's fantastic. It's exactly how I like it. I hate sunshine. And this suits my miserable personality down to a T.
Yeah, pale complexions all round.
I don't know, I've just got so many fond memories of Brighton. I used to come here to see loads of shows and stuff when I was growing up, and I also came here when I was 16, just when we'd done our GCSEs, and my friend lost his virginity on a roundabout.
Hey!
So I feel like, you know, although my virginity's long gone, thanks for stealing it.
It was a fun night last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, weird. Yeah, it's just got a great heritage, and musically it's, you know, perfect for a backdrop like this, because there are so many interesting venues and spaces.
There really are, yeah.
Unlike, you know, certain parts of London.
Yeah, right. Well, I think where the interest comes is a lot of the venues being used throughout the festival aren't generally venues throughout the rest of the year, you know, that lends a certain something to it.
I yearn for what tomorrow brings, though it's clear that each day is getting worse. For our histories will be composed by the ones who get there first. And in the basement of a laboratory, our downfall is foretold. Life is wasted on the living, age is wasted on the old. Oh, pestilence and plague may fill the space between us, but still you must breathe in the air, for one day they'll believe us.
So you rolled into town last night
We did, yeah.
and went straight to the bar, or did you manage to see a couple of bands?
I think I saw two bands, and I kind of was in a room where the Ting Tings were playing, but I couldn't really tell you what
Allegedly.
they were about.
Right, well, could they?
That's the burning question.
That's the question on
No,
everybody's
we kind of
lips.
like rolled in halfway through the evening, and the festival kind of like just took us along with it. So
Yeah.
it was already going. We just kind of
Who'd you
let
see?
it do
You
its thing.
saw,
I saw Sunset Rubdown's first ever UK show, and they were incredible. So
Right.
that was quite a privilege. And then Iron and Wine doing his thing, sounding like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah.
Well, we won't hold that against him.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
harsh.
I think it's an incredible thing to sound like, and he was great.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then
like
I spent
two drummers.
about 4 hours trying to get into 4 gigs. And ended up at the Ting Ting.
You're a winner. We've sort of like got loads of transgressive bands over this weekend. We've got
Yeah,
a
of
showcase
course.
tonight at the Pavilion, and last night we had Jeremy Warmsley play, who was just magnificent. He's just totally revised his entire show and
Right,
set and
okay.
stuff, and without telling us, which is charming. And it was great. And then Young Knives played as well, and Iron and Wine as well. So yeah, it's been a really good cohesive experience.
It's been a full house for the Transgressive label.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just nice being able to actually socialise with the bands as well, because they're always on the road and stuff. So it's nice to catch up and like get some moments, and something like this where it's more relaxed than the pressured gig where they're on the tour, and
Yeah.
you know, it's a few days to actually just sort of like.
Well, that's it, because everyone's playing like most bands are playing twice over the course of the festival. The fact that it's unusual for a lot of bands to be anywhere for longer than sort of 18 hours or whatever.
I think that reflects in the performances. You know, you see bands milling around venue to venue and getting to watch their contemporaries and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's good as well. It ups their game, you know. And you know, we've got with our lineup tonight, we've got 4 very different bands playing, but they all feed off each other's energy, and
Yeah.
they all try and outperform one another. It's kind of like the old 60s thing where you have like all these label showcases on the road, and,
Yeah, of course.
and all these road shows, and they're basically, even though they're all different, there was a respect amongst the peers, you know.
Well, it's just really conducive, isn't it? The more you see people on a personal level, the more you can interact on a musical level as well, you know. I mean, the UK music scene, I think, is enjoying something of a, well, not a renaissance, but it really is, you know.
I think it struggled last year. I think
Last year was dry on my
if you look at like everyone's kind of records of the year lists, like last year, I think there's a hell of a lot of like American presence, like
Yeah,
Canadian
true.
presence, Scandinavian presence even. There wasn't really a huge, like probably the best UK album of last year was like The Good, the Bad and the Queen, which kind of like a band full of dinosaurs.
Yeah, but
Great
then
record, but-
saying that, I mean, I'm sure you guys did the same, but I lived through the sort of mid to late 90s, and it was shocking, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think there is something happening in UK music. There are more bands. All right, granted, a lot.
there
of
isn't
them,
a sound now. And
No, there isn't.
and I
There
think
isn't. It's
that's-
kind of broken down a little bit.
Yeah, I think you know, it's people.
I think that's healthy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, just having that openness in like no one seems to think, you know, with the Britpop thing, it's just spawned so many, you know, as you say, like late 90s Britpop was some of the most appalling music man ever made.
Menswear, that's all I'll say.
Being brave, man.
Oh, Daydreamer,
Number
what
one
a
in
tune.
Japan.
No, but no, I like the openness of it. I like everyone seems to think, you know, let's just bash some stuff and see what happens. And it's turning out some great music. I think this year is really healthy for UK music.